Hey guys, welcome to our Monday night team call on Tuesday. We're just a day late, it's no problem. We are talking tonight about a couple different things, but really the big thing is focusing on how inviting to coaching specifically is going to move your business forward. And for those of you that were at Summit, everybody on this call was at Summit, you really have the opportunity to see that in order to be successful in this business, you need to grow your team. Because if you don't do that, then you're really just making it harder on yourself because all of your money is coming from commissions instead of your residual income and your volume and your bonus money from your team. But in order to build a team, you have to be willing to invite people to coaching. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to do some screen sharing with you guys. If you guys have any examples of scripts that you use or things that you want to share or tips that you've learned or things that you've learned through your inviting process, please stop me and share those things because I would love to have everyone contribute and not just me. If anything that we talk about is something that resonates with you, feel free to take a screenshot of it. I can post it in our team page. I can throw them in an email, whatever. But I want you to remember that everybody on this team, regardless of how long you've been a part of this team, everybody is different and everyone has their own voice. So just because I write something does not necessarily mean that it will be exactly what you will say because it sounds very much like the conversations I have with people. It might not sound like the conversations that you have with people. So that being said, I did want to talk about just really quickly at the beginning for anybody who doesn't know, you guys all have promo codes, 3 of them, to use for challenge packs that are $150 or more, and they're for $10 off, and you can send them to anyone. I will show you what the email looks like. If you cannot find the email from Beachbody, it looks like this. So the title or the subject of the email was give 3 customers $10 off a challenge pack. So you can always just search for that in your inbox. It came from Team Beachbody Coach, or you can type in coach news at email.teambeachbody.com. And then the email itself just looks like this. Give 3 customers $10 off a challenge pack. So make sure that you are using those. And it occurred to me today that they go out to every active coach. Any coach that's active got that email, which means I actually have 6 because I can use Will's. So Jen, you have extra because anybody that's an active coach gets those codes. So I'm going to be reaching out to people and letting them know that I have more, even though I already have 2. I think they have to go under those people. I didn't read the fine print, so I don't know, but I don't know because the code is not associated with it doesn't have like my coach ID or your coach IDs. So I would think whoever has it can use it, but the code just can't be used twice. That's my idea. Plus that's probably how it works since these are brand new and they may not have figured out all the ways to make that happen. So FYI, if there is another person on your team who is a member of your family or a friend who's a discount coach, you can, if they're not going to use those promo codes, just ask them to forward you that email. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. So back to coaching. I really made, when I was taking my notes and prepping for this call, I made like 2 arrows down and it says scripts for inviting. And then I put like 2 arrows here. So the first arrow to invite is inviting to a challenge group like we are probably doing, but then offering the discount coach option because even though they may not work the business, that's volume and that's an active coach on your team that you're keeping. So even if these people are not business building coaches, if you're inviting them to a challenge group, once they're like, yep, this sounds awesome, just let them know that you're going to, or you can give them a coach membership for the first month because it's free. They can try it out and see what it's like and there's no cost to them. And then if they want to continue with Shakeology or Performance Line or whatever, great. Now they're going to get a 25% discount. If they decide that they're not going to continue with that or they're going to send it back, no problem. When they call to cancel that product, they can also cancel their coach membership at the same time. So you can always give them that option. So that's the first way to invite. I do not have that scripted because typically that's in an email exchange and it's part of my Google form. At the bottom of my Google form, it says, do you want an additional 25% off as a coach membership? Then in parentheses, it says, this does not require any actual, you okay there, Jen? Any actual active coaching. So I always throw that in at the bottom of my things as well. But I wanted to encourage you guys, don't shy away from that, because in my mind, if somebody is committed to joining a challenge with us, offering them a coach membership at no additional cost is not going to scare them away. They're going to be like, oh, well, I knew you were going to try and sell me something else. Like, no, you're not asking them for any more money. You're just saying, hey, if you want to try this out, great. It's free to you. And you're going to save 25%. Plus they get the email and they read the fine print that says, after this first month, this will be your fee, yada, yada. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that in the Share a Cart, but you can customize your email in Share a Cart. And I have started customizing the first paragraph, but I leave the second two paragraphs, which talk about the coach fee and things like that. So it comes in their initial email so they know right away. I've had people tell me no, they don't want a coach membership before. I'm like, that's fine. If you change your mind, we can still set you up with that later, but it's just a little bit more difficult process because you have to go through getting them a reimbursement and blah, blah, blah. So does anyone have an example of a recent challenger that they signed up as a discount coach? Anyone have an example of like, I did that and this is how I approached that conversation? If not, we can move on. No? Yes? Okay, maybe Heather, but we'll see. Yes? No?
Yes, I just did one, but she hasn't actually purchased it. Sorry, I'm yelling at you.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So she loves these things. She loves my portion control containers. Don't lose it. So, I just sorry, signed somebody up for the morning meltdown thing, and or am trying to sign them up anyway. I don't know. So what I was talking to her about is she's not sure if she wants to keep doing the Shakeology, but I just basically said the same thing, and it was all through like Facebook Messenger, so it's not like a formal email that I could just show you what I said, but it was like we've been talking about it for like 3 or 4 months, but she just finally started working because she wasn't working, so she wanted to wait. And she's all about the saving money thing, but she's not sure if she's going to keep doing it. So I said, just if you sign up for it now, you get a discount as long as you want to keep it. And then after that, if you want to cancel it, no problem. There's no fee to cancel. There's nothing like that. So you're not losing any money to cancel or to even keep it. So she told me she was going to do it, but I'm not really sure what's going on. So but I did, in my customized share cart email, I put the promo code in that so that she could use it when she finalizes the purchase. So
perfect. That's what you want to do. And I'm glad that you told her there's no fee to cancel and things like that, because that I think gets people a lot of times too. Sometimes I even add in there, the day you purchase, put a reminder in your phone 3 weeks from now. Like put an alarm on your phone for 3 weeks so that you'll know to check. That's not doing you any harm. Okay, so here's where I'm going to screen share with you guys some of the invite scripts that I use. And these are scripts, but I wrote them. So it's not like, oh, that's so spammy because you're sending something that's pre-scripted. It's really just saving me time because I would say this to them anyway. So I have them as shortcuts in my phone most of the time, but sometimes I don't because I change them depending on what I'm invited to. So I'm going to start with showing you my challenge group invites, because if they are interested in that, then like I told you guys, I kind of include that in an email later on about coaching. But I'm going to attempt to share this window with you. I sent it to my computer from a note on my phone. So that's why it looks so narrow. Can you guys see that? Good. Yes. Okay. All right. So I put a little 100 by this first one because it's for Morning Meltdown 100. And I ended up changing some of this later on, but you guys can see here that I told them exactly what it's for. I don't always put Beachbody in there, but I thought, why not just change it up and try something new? So that worked out well, and sent out a ton of emails about that. This one with the sun, this is what I was sending people for the summertime, but I recently just changed it. In here you can see it says August. It used to say July. And then this down here used to say something about like sending them a sample of my unicorn blood or sending them a sample of Energize, but I changed it to my promo code thing. Now, also important because I feel like people get paralyzed when you get a response. So I also have scripted responses in here. So this is for a no response. This is for a no response. Some of them are short and sweet. Some of them are a little bit longer. And then some of them, like this one, is for nutrition. So then if they already have workouts, I'm like, cool, well, if you ever need any help with your nutrition. And honestly, guys, I created these because I wanted to take the emotion out of responding. Because sometimes I would get so worked up that somebody said something that didn't align with what I thought they were going to say. And I would be like, oh, what am I supposed to say now? Well, this just takes the emotion out of it for me. I already have something that I'm going to send them, something that I'm going to say. And if you've never watched Haley, I'm not going to think of her last name. She has pink hair. She's a coach. She has this YouTube video. What is her last name, Jen? Do you remember? No. Is it?
Christensen.
Is it Haley Christensen?
I believe so.
Okay, she's got like short pink hair, and you got to go to the YouTube video Gangster Rap Invites. And that's like a huge reason why I wrote these scripts. The premise of that video is when she gets freaked out about inviting people or asking them to join, she just puts on like gangster rap music, and she just like does her scripts and types it. And then if she's like freaked out, she'll just like throw her phone on the bed and then like walk away and leave the room, because she knows she needs to get it done, but sometimes she has a hard time. So anyway, I included those in here as well. But my invites, you guys, they're not lengthy. They're just short, sweet, and to the point. And when I show you here my invites for our sneak peeks, here we go. Okay. These are a little bit different. And sometimes I throw in here at the end, like, if not, no worries. And I kind of give them an out. Because people sometimes, if they don't have an out, they won't even respond. And I'd rather them tell me no than not respond. I'd rather them know that it's okay that they say no to me. So sometimes I type that in at the end. But this first one is for if we run like an invite or an info group on Facebook, which I'll show you guys here in a minute. I don't know if you guys listened to the National Wake Up Call on Monday, but it inspired me to set this up and run it because it's only a day. So I'm all about trying new things. This one is about inviting to a group and just that we have it going on. Sometimes this part says this month if I don't know when it's going to be, but I knew it was this week, so I changed that. Love for you to check it out. Knowledge is free. Prizes and giveaways too. Love to send you the link. And then I just add this little paragraph in there because this is why it's important to me to invite them. And more often than not, the people I'm inviting are already sharing their journey in one way or another. So I like to have this paragraph in there because I'm letting them know that I recognize what they're doing already and validating the fact that they can do this as a job. So I throw that in there. If I've invited them previously, then it's essentially the same message, but just a little like, no, I've mentioned it before. Got another free info group. Talk about how they inspire me, and I'm sure they inspire others. Love to send you the link. Boom, done. Again, sometimes I add, if not, no worries, let me know. Then I also have, and I know I've showed some of you guys this before, I have a coach video that I made that's pretty much an overview of my story. The 4 vital behaviors, a day in the life of the coach, and something else that I can't think of. But I wrap it all up in like this little 10-minute video package. And I made that video a year ago. But I like it so much, and I don't want to redo it because I feel like I'll miss something. So anyway, this is if I have been talking to them about coaching, or I'm just like, man, this person would be a really good fit. Then I just offer to send them this video. That's it, via email. And if they're like, yeah, sure, I'll check it out. Like, great, what's your email? And then I send them the little coach email video. And I should have thought to pull it up before, but I'm going to do it right now. To show you the script that goes with that video. I don't believe it's very long. Okay. So when I send that email, coach info, coach video, boom, right here. This is the script that I send them. So glad we connected. This is why coaching is important to me. This is why I do it. Link to the video. Then I put a link to YouTube video going through the platform. And then I put a plug for our podcast. But that's it. It just has the video in there. And then I put a note to follow up with them in like 3 days. But having a script, you guys, it takes the pain away, I guess. Because sometimes you just get caught up in, I don't know what to say, or I don't know what to do. Once again, I have yes responses and no responses for inviting. And then I have a follow-up script as well that you can see down here at the bottom. And to me, it's that simple, but I know that creating those scripts isn't always as simple as it seems. And sometimes it takes practice, and it takes reworking it, and it takes rereading it, and it takes putting it in our Instagram message thread and saying, hey guys, this is what I'm thinking about sending out to people. How do you think this sounds? What would you say if you got this message? Sometimes it takes that, but importantly, it needs to be in your voice. And I always find it helpful to put one sentence in there about either why I think that they would be a fit, or why I think that we have something in common, which is why I want them to check it out. Because if I don't do that, then I feel like I'm just saying, hey, do you want this thing that I have? Because if you do, great. And then that's just like, no, like that. I don't feel like if I got a message like that, I'd be like, yeah, no, thanks. Like, I don't know what you're selling me, but no. So I try and incorporate the fact that what I do is part of my lifestyle, why that inspiring others and motivating them is important to me. But if we can't invite people to the business side of coaching, we're not going to be able to grow our team. And I know that that's a goal, but the scary part is actually making that happen. Does anybody want to share anything that they want to add about inviting to coaching, parts that are scary, parts that they have questions about, parts that have or haven't worked for you guys?
I have two things. First question is, so are you able to share those with us? Obviously, we would totally, like, I wouldn't use your wording, but it's nice to have like a basis of kind of just like a template of like, the base message, and then like yes response, no response type of thing, like what we would like kind of say back. So
I think the easiest way will be for me to email them to you guys. And then if you are watching the recording of this, you just need to tell me in our Insta thread that you want this want these scripts sent to you, because that would be the easiest way. Or people on this call, just feel free to forward them to your coaches and say, hey, Kelsey talked about this, thought it might be helpful. Absolutely. Second question.
The second thing wasn't really a question. It was a thought, and I've seen some coaches doing this recently, and I'm going to try it in August. So as far as the sneak peeks go, I started a new Instagram account. I'll invite you guys to it. But I've seen people doing sneak peeks on Instagram instead of on Facebook. So like when you're inviting people on Instagram, you're not like, okay, come on over to Facebook now and join this group or whatever, because some people, and I'm sure you've encountered this before, don't have Facebook or don't use it or whatever. So people are doing these private groups, and you say, hey, send a request to this private group, and then they do like live feeds or live videos in Instagram. You know how like you can go live on Instagram, and they do the sneak peek videos that way and then post them to their IG stories when they're done. And then that way, if you can't make it to the live, you can still watch it on the IG story. And then they do that however often, every 2 weeks or whatever. So I'm going to give that a go and see how it goes. So if you guys want to pop into that page and see how I run it, it's going to be new to me too. So
definitely. That's a super cool idea. And you're totally right, which is why I created that video, because I kept running into people who didn't have Facebook. I'm like, I need to give them another outlet, because if they don't have Facebook, how the heck am I going to send them this information? So
right.
That's why I made that video in the first place, but keeping them on the same platform would be equally as helpful. I guess my big question, and what I'm really intrigued to see, is what is anything going to go in the feed?
Yeah. So I guess, like I plan on posting like 3. So I have it laid out like in that plan app that I use. So like you can see what your feed's going to look like.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to post like 3 tiles every time that I'm like going to go live. So like if I'm saying, okay, I'm going live today at 8:30, like be ready or whatever. And then like underneath that, I'll do like, how you do the giveaways and stuff like that. I'll do a whole like comment your favorite reason for working out below for a chance to win, a sample. And then whoever comments, I'll do the spin the wheel. Oh, sorry. My phone's telling me that it's dying. I'll do like the spin the wheel, when I go live or whatever.
Very cool. I'm super intrigued and would love to know how that goes. Are you going to do it over 1 day, 3 days? Are you still working that out?
I think I'm going to try and do it on a Friday, Saturday.
Nice.
So like excuse me, I just ate. It's repeating on me. I'm going to do like a Friday, Saturday, like 2-day type thing. So like, I mean, maybe I'll make it into 3 days, and the third day I'll talk more about like the coach business as it is. But I think like the major problem that I was having when I was inviting people to the coach groups that we were doing on Facebook was, one, and this hasn't happened recently, but in the beginning, like I lost track of who was who, and like their Instagram names are different than their Facebook names. And then like I would send them the link to the Facebook group, and then somebody else would like approve them to get into the Facebook group. So I didn't know like who in there was for me or for who. So I think it's just a lot easier to keep track of everyone. And then sometimes I would send people the link on Instagram, and they would just never go over to Facebook, because like mentally it's like one more thing you have to do. It's stupid, but people do think that way. So so I think if I can try to keep everything all on Instagram, I'd like to try and do that and just see how it goes.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely let us know how that goes. But speaking of that, did you guys listen, and did anyone listen to the National Wake Up Call on Monday or at all this week? Okay, so I was intrigued because it was about inviting to coaching, which is typical coming off of Summit, because you want to focus on building your team. So the girl's name was Rachel Baldwin, and she talked about how she runs these 1-day sneak peeks instead of any sort of different length. So I just wanted to give you guys a rundown of what this is going to look like for me and anybody else that wants to jump in on the sneak peek that I want to do this week. And I liked this version because it is way less work for everyone, which is nice. So the first thing that you do is invite to the group, and it can be on any platform. Doesn't just have to be on Facebook, but that's where I'm going to run this one because that's what I'm used to. So today and tomorrow, I'm going to be inviting to this group. I'm going to use that script that I showed you, that I will email you. Then on Thursday, she said, you just approve everyone at the same time on one day. So everyone can request their membership to the group, and they answer the questions like who invited you and what are you excited about and what interests you in coaching or whatever. But you don't approve anyone until one designated day, which is going to be Thursday, sometime during the day. And then the same day you approve everybody, she said she goes live in there one time and just says like, welcome, these are like the expectations for this group. This is what you can expect from me. This is what we kind of expect from you. And like, you know, welcome, whatever. She also like tells her story and like how she got started coaching and blah, blah, blah. I think I'm rather going to just do that live video and then have any coaches that want to post a comment under there with like a picture of them and then tell their story that way. So people can click on it and read about, you know, different coaches or some sort of format that way. Then you follow up with all those people that you just approved into the group and say, hey, just wanted to remind you, everyone's been approved into the group. Make sure you check out the live video, the live welcome video or whatever. The only day that's actually like the sneak peek day isn't even any work for us because she said she uses this video that Brooke Lipoff made. It's on YouTube. She said, I call it the ins and outs of coaching. And I looked up this video and it's amazing. And the quality is phenomenal. Looks like it was done professionally. Brooke Lipoff isn't even in this video. It is like clips from summits and clips from Success Club trips and pictures from Beachbody On Demand. And like, it's amazing. It's like 12 minutes. It covers everything. She's not in it. She doesn't mention her team. I don't even think she says her name. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's all been created for me. So I'm just going to post that video on Friday. And it's going to say something about here's everything you need to know in 12 minutes. And then she said on Saturday, she does open registration and she posts a Google form and has people fill out the Google form. And she said inside the Google form, she gives options for challenge packs, her favorite options. And then she continually will post in there, like once people complete their share a cart or whatever, she makes like a little list, you know, like you would sign up challengers or whatever. And then on Sunday, she follows up and sends thank you messages, and that is it. So there's no more like go live on this day about this topic and check back in this day for prizes on this and like blah, blah, blah. No, that's all. That's not how she does it. So I'm going to try and see. And if you guys want to be involved, be as involved or uninvolved as you would like. But I've just been having more sporadic success than I would like, and I want more consistent success. So I figure if I keep doing the same thing and it keeps not being successful like I want, I need to do something different. So this is a small step in doing something different. Julie, you're taking a small step in doing something different, and it's awesome. And if it works, then we're doing something right. So, but if we don't change anything, then we're never going to know. We're just going to keep getting frustrated. But I wanted to encourage you guys just to keep inviting, because if you stop, then, you know, what's the point? So, any other questions, comments?
I like the way this whole video thing sounds, because so like now I'm like, okay, let me see how Kelsey does this, and I'll run the Instagram group like once or twice and see how that goes. But I like the idea of not having to go, because like who knows what's going on during the week or things that happen or whatever. I like the idea of just being able to like post something in there, not forgetting what to talk about, because sometimes like you'll go live and like realize you forgot to say this, that, or the other thing. So like if you have one video that you know is awesome and you can just post it in there, that sounds so much easier and like foolproof.
Once I looked up this video, I saved it to our well, it's not, I don't know. It's not really our team. It is our team page, but it's not called Wonderfully Made. It has to be my email. So I saved it to Beachbody Info. No, I didn't. Where did I save it? History. Yeah, this video is called Everything You Need to Know About Becoming a Coach on Our Team. That's the title of the video. If you just search Brooke Lipoff, she has 2 of these videos, and that's Brooke without an E. Lipoff, Lipoff. She has 2 videos that are titled the same. This is the one that's 1 year old, not 4 years old. So she talks about Lift 4 is about to launch. She talks about that a little bit like in the video for reference when it was made. That's the one I'm going to use. And Julie, to your exact point, everything except the live welcome video can be scheduled in advance. That is so much easier. And then if people are traveling or people are gone or they end up having to be in the car or literally any reason, everything can still go as planned, which is great. So I'm going to try it and see, but anything else? Anybody? If you're curious, never mind. I was going to show you shared, but then I have to click on it and it'll just be loud. So anyway, the thumbnail for Brooke's video is people at the super workout, I believe. So pretty easy to find that. Okay, anything else to add? No? Nothing? No comments? Okay, well, this has been a productive call, everyone. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always.
Thank you for being awesome.
Yes, of course. I'm going to take a picture, even though I have really nice zip right there and one over here. So just back away. Since Avery's being a BRAT,
Avery,
we won't invite her unless she wants to be in.
She looks like Wonder Woman right now. So
Oh, bring her in.
Oh,
nice. Okay. Through your face. Okay, 1, 2, 3. That was good. Avery, nice outfit.
dang. Shoot, I was trying to take a screenshot and I have no idea what I did on my phone.
Okay, well, we can hear you. So, oh, there you are.
Okay.
Okay, well, I'll post that in our Facebook group. So if anyone wants to steal it, go right ahead. Okay, guys. Well, thank you again for hopping on, and we'll see you soon.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.